If you are joining me live on the live feed, good evening. If you're catching us on YouTube, good morning, good afternoon, good time, whenever you are joining us. Thank you for joining us for Train Tuesday. I'm Jim Wiggin, I'm your host, and so glad to have you on board. We're going to be talking a little bit about Athearn HO pup trailers as well as some Roundhouse box cars. Since we are live tonight, let's go ahead and get started with a few shout outs and see who's joined us. I see Willie, BN Green 1970, Dan Leduc, DG Model Works has joined us, is in the house. Sid is here. Buddy Railfan is here. Chad, Jason, Cody, Charles, Ronald, and Harold, just to name a few. So thank you for joining me on this Tuesday night. Again, we're going to be talking Athearn HO 28-foot trailers for UPS and RPS, and we're also going to be talking about some Roundhouse box cars. And at the end of the show, we'll answer some questions, and we may even have some surprises for you. If you've got some sharp eyes, you might have already seen some of those surprises, but let's do one more round of shout outs and get started. I see Buddy Railfan, Tijuana Trains, Ramsey, Derek, Ian, Harold, BNSF 9708, and Sid is here, Chad is here, Delta 9, Peter, and David, Peter, and Stephen. Quite a few joining us tonight. It seems like we've got some new faces, so welcome. If you are visiting us for the first time, whether it be live or on the YouTube channel, and you like this type of content, please do us a favor. Like and subscribe our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. That way you're notified every time a new video lands. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on some model railroad goodness. We're going to start tonight talking about the Athearn HO 28-foot parcel trailer. Now, the trailer that you see here, this is one that we offered during the last run. This is item number ATH 90213. Relatively recently, we released these, so you may still find these on dealer shelves. So if you want to get a jump start on these, you can definitely pick this up by searching for item number ATH 90213. Now, with that being said, let's talk about what we're going to be offering. And you only have until the day after Thanksgiving. That is, if you're in the United States and you celebrate Thanksgiving, you've only got until Friday the 24th to pre-order these models. So let's take a dive into these 28-foot parcel trailers. We're going to start with the United Parcel Service, also known as UPS. Now, United Parcel Services of America is an American global package delivery company headquartered in Sandy Springs, Georgia. It delivers more than 15 million packages a day to more than 6.1 million customers in more than 220 countries and territories around the world. Now, UPS commonly refers to its tractor trailers as feeders. All company-owned trailers are painted gray, and UPS trailers come in a variety of lengths. The shortest trailers, also known as pups, are 28 feet. There are three different types of feeders. There's the flatbed, the drop frame, and the trailer on flat car, the latter, of course, put onto railroad cars. Now, the first one that you see here is one of the newer of the trailers. That has got the new logo that they introduced in 2003. Prior to this, there was a earlier type of logo that they used. 2003, they went with a modern approach and started applying this to their equipment. Now, this particular paint scheme, we're going to be offering not only the trailer that you see here, road number 292742, but the opportunity to pick up 3 additional trailers on top of this one. We're also going to be offering road numbers 292823, 292827, and 293238. Earlier trailers, these are without a logo. They just have the road number. The second one that you see on your screen, this is number 292446. You can definitely use these in the early 90s all the way up. We're also going to offer 3 additional road numbers in this paint scheme: 292456, 299573, and 299597. Now, the other one that we're going to be featuring this month is the roadway package system. These are 1995 era, but you can definitely use those up to today. So perfect for you modern guys. Roadway Services Incorporated, or RSI, was created in 1982 as a holding company by national less than truckload carrier Roadway Express. Roadway Express was initially RSI's only subsidiary, but in 1984 the company acquired short haul carrier Spartan Express, then specialized truckload carrier Nationwide Carriers, and finally in 1984 it purchased Roberts Express, a same-day critical trucking company from Emory Air Freight. With both truckload and LTL services available via its subsidiaries, in 1985 RSI founded a package delivery service, Roadway Package Systems, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. RPS was intended to outcompete the package delivery services of UPS by structuring itself for lower cost. By 1988, RPS covered 70% of the US with 130 terminals, so a business that definitely grew very quickly. We're offering the trailer that you see on your screen now, which is road number 39071. Additionally, we will offer 3 more trailers decorated in the same paint scheme: 39085, 41406, and 41490. Now, these trailers are perfect. There are companies out there that actually make a UPS distributor in HO as a kit, so you can definitely add to that scene if you've got that type of scene on your layout or module. Also, we see them on the highways all the time. Of course, we see them on railroad cars. We see them just about everywhere. So these are the perfect item to add to your HO scale layout or module. Now, they are going to be fully assembled, so you don't need to worry about doing anything other than maybe some mild weathering. Razor sharp printing and painting on these is phenomenal. And of course, you can use these with the Athearn tractors that we've offered in the past. Now, the price on these is MSRP, so contact your dealer for your price. UPS trailers are $34.99 MSRP, and the RPS trailers are $31.99 MSRP. Now, you may be wondering, why is there a cost difference between the two companies? And simply put, just because of the cost of licensing. Different companies, such as Amtrak, may require a licensing agreement, and we simply can't always stomach all of those costs all at the same time. So in order for us to provide you with authentic models that are legally licensed, we do have a slight cost increase to those. So we're going to go on to the next model, and then we'll open the floor for questions. And we're going to go from Athearn HO to Roundhouse HO. Now, these are the Athearn Roundhouse 50-foot waffle high cube lug door box cars. The one that you see on your screen right now is actually available. This Main Central Guilford car is 27111, and the item number for this car is RND 88902. So again, if you really like this car, they are available. It's RND 88902. Now let's talk about the models that we're going to be offering for this month. And again, you have until Friday, November 24th to place those pre-orders. So first up, we were just talking about Amtrak, and here we are. Here's a 1997 Amtrak era car. We're going to be offering these Roundhouse box cars in 3 additional road numbers so that you can maximize your roster. The one that's pictured here is road number 70018, and additionally, we're going to offer 2 other road numbers, 70040 and 70043 will complete the set of Amtrak boxcars. Additionally, we've got the Canadian Pacific right underneath it. This is a late 1990s era car. This car is number CP220801. We'll also offer two other CP cars, road numbers 220847 and 220878. Staying with the theme of Canadian, we've got another Canadian one for you, this one being Canadian National. This is a late 2000, so a little bit newer. This is car number 409502. Additionally, we will offer cars 409514 and 409549. For fans of the 1980s and fans for the Southern Railway, we've also got this Southern car. This car is number 527617, and we'll also offer car numbers 527818 and 531920. Again, 1980s Southern, so pretty common car. You could definitely add this to your roster. And the last two for the Roundhouse is Rio Grande. This is a 1970s car. This is car number 65310. Additionally, we will offer car numbers 65327 and 65341. And then here's one that's really cool. Late 1970s era. This is the Aberdeen and Rockfish. Really cool, colorful car coming from that era of the FMC built and PS built per diem cars. And so this is one of those cars from that era. If you want to add this to your fleet, these were pretty much all over the country. This is car number 1507. We're also going to offer car numbers 1522 and 1546. Now the features on these Roundhouse cars. Now, of course, Roundhouse is our economical choice. They're also good for the younger modelers out there because they don't have as much detail as, say, the Athearn or the Genesis cars. But then again, these are really great cars if you run a lot of operations on your layout and you don't want to risk losing small detail parts. Likewise, if you're part of a modular club, you may want to bring these out rather than to transport those delicate Genesis cars. They are going to feature, however, separate brake wheels, body-mounted McHenry operating scale knuckle couplers, machined wheels with the RP25 contours. They are going to be weighted for optimum performance, and they're fully assembled. You might want to weather them. That's about it. And even though they're Roundhouse, keep in mind they are still highly detailed. They've got a really nice injection molded body, and the Roundhouse cars have the same painting and printing that you're accustomed to when you see an Athearn or a Genesis car. So just because they're Roundhouse doesn't mean we cut corners necessarily on the painting and decoration of these cars. Now, if you're wondering what the minimum radius is on these cars, it's 18 inches. So even you guys out there with the smallest HO scale layouts, you can run these cars without any issues. Now, these cars are being sold individually. You have, again, 3 different road numbers per road that you can choose or purchase altogether. Those are $29.99 MSRP individually. Now, Amtrak does have a licensing agreement with it, so the Amtrak cars are $31.99. Again, all of the other cars besides the Amtrak are $29.99. That is MSRP. So talk to your dealer for your price. And so with that, that's going to complete everything that we've had for the month of November. It seems hard to believe, but we are going to be celebrating Thanksgiving here in the United States in just a few days. And Friday, we will be closing all the pre-orders and everything that we've talked about during the month of November. And we're also going to be coming out with the new items for December. Now, at this time, we've got plenty of time, so let's open the floor for some questions, and then I've got some neat stuff to show you before we both head back into the workshops. Let's see what we've got for questions tonight. Let's see, a couple of guys saying they really need those pups on their layout. Yes, they do come in handy. Eugene wants to know if those cars would be great in a 12-pack. Well, maybe. That's a lot of cars. You must have a pretty good sized layout or part of a modular club. Mr. Reynolds, I knew you were going to order those Southern cars. Mr. Reynolds is a gentleman who loves the Southern Railway, and who wouldn't? Southern Railway was just a fine railroad. Let's see. ETA on Amtrak units, P42s. Keep in mind that this is a rough ETA, but we're still trying to push for the end of the year. We're trying to get some logistics taken care of, but that's what we're pushing for. No guarantees because that is an estimated time of arrival. Here's a nice comment. Have some of these Roundhouse high cubes from previous runs weathered and graffiti. They look good alongside higher end cars. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And really, I've been to a lot of operating sessions all over the country, and it's really nice to see the Genesis and Athearn cars as well as other manufacturers' highly detailed cars. But let's face it, when you're having an operating session, I mean, things can happen. And if you're really concerned about those high-end details getting lost or broken during an operations setup, these can be weathered and really even detailed a little bit more than what they are from the factory to your taste. And you don't have to risk all of those parts getting lost to the carpet in the workshop or a layout room. Jason with a good comment says, Jim, I'll order the Southern, the Denver Rio Grande, and Aberdeen and Rockfish when I go to my hobby shop next week. And it would be nice to have some 1980s trailers in UPS. Well, Jason, remember, you've only got till this Friday, so not next week. This Friday is when pre-orders on all of those boxcars close. So you got to get to your dealer before Friday the 24th. As far as the 1980s trailers for UPS, absolutely. So please do us a favor. Go to athearn.com and go to the contact us page, or you can just simply email us at athearn-product suggestions at athearn.com and let us know that you would like those era of trailers. Can you tease us with any new stuff coming in the future? Yes, Dan, I think I can. That's a bad pun. Well, it's kind of at this point, it's kind of like a Thanksgiving recipe. I mean, you need a dash of spices, and you got to start with an undecorated pie crust. I don't know. There's some food for thought in there. I'm sure there's something that you're gonna like. I can tell you this much: fans of 1990s to modern day are gonna be happy. Fans of predominantly 1960s to 1970s into the 80s are going to be very happy. So it's not just a bunch of modern stuff or a bunch of old stuff. The locomotives that we've selected for December should please a large percentage of people. There's one locomotive in particular that can be whatever you want it to be. So keep that in mind. There's some thoughts for you to think about until Friday. Jim, is Athearn doing any train sales after the day after Thanksgiving? We are not, but that doesn't mean your dealers aren't. So check with your dealers. Sometimes dealers will have sales like that. Lombard Hobby, just north of me, they had a big midnight sale a couple of weeks ago. So check with your local dealer. Check with your online dealers too. A lot of the online dealers, they're having a lot of sales right now because of the holidays that are coming up. So check the big major online retailers. They probably have some sales. You never know what's going on out there, so check those out. Let's see what other questions we have. Do the wheels move on those truck trailers? Yes, they do. Jay Cure has spotted something on the layout. BN Green 1970. Is there a good way to find out ETAs? I recently emailed customer service via the website. I got a generic reply from Horizon to check the web. I was asking about SPS bulkheads and the CB&Q CS SD40s. I apologize that you might have gotten a generic answer for that. We do monitor our social media. I see that you are on the YouTube channel, so you may not have access to social media, but we are trying to update the ETA. Now, a couple of months back, Horizon Hobby went through a software integration and it didn't exactly go as planned. So a lot of the functionality that we had tried to put on our website back when it was new last spring, we actually lost. And we are trying very hard to get that back up. It's extremely hard for our web team right now since we're in the middle of the holiday rush, but they are working on trying to get that up. If um, if you're not getting an answer through customer service and you can try to find out through social media, we do actively watch those and we try to answer those. Now, off the top of my head, I don't have an answer for the bulkhead flats, but the Colorado and Southern SD40s, we're probably going to see those sometime this winter, maybe early 2020, 24, where you should start seeing those. Let's see what else we've got. Getting some guys. I haven't put them in the chat yet, but I'm getting some questions about what's behind me. Yes, what you see behind me. Now each week, I try to do a few Easter eggs. Um, you'll see that the SW 1500, the Wisconsin Central, is entered the chat, if you will. It's there on the layout. The Chessie boxcar and the Burlington Milgon, those are available now. And the SW 1500s, they should be available real soon. But these guys behind me here are not out yet. Now, these were in the photo studio yesterday. They were getting prepped for photography for our website as well as other marketing things. And yes, if you think that's an ST40T-2, you would be correct. In fact, Sid, I know you're out there. I know you've been asking quite a bit. So Sid is one of our biggest fans. I want to go ahead and give Sid a moment and show him what's back there a little bit closer. There you go. He's been asking for the Ohio Central SD40T-2 images for a while. We just took pictures of these in our photo studio yesterday, and so soon that we hadn't even gotten those pictures up on our cloud service yet. So I took this picture this afternoon on the layout behind me. So Sid, if you're watching, I hope you're happy. That means that these guys are going to be coming to you soon. They're going to be in just a few weeks. So probably mid-December, you should see these. Whenever we get samples for photography, typically anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks, they actually enter our distribution center and then are shipped out to dealers. So there you have it. There is some really nice looking equipment there. Really nice. So Sid, there you are. I know you've been anxiously awaiting these, along with other modelers. They're a pretty impressive unit. So there you have it. Let's see, what other questions do we have here? Charles with a great question. He's wanting to know, is there going to be a Friday show of trains this Friday? Yes and no. Let me explain how that's going to happen. We're changing our format a lot on the channel. As I've announced earlier, Train Tuesdays going forward in 2024 will be pre-recorded. Our lives will be the Athearn Extra, and then monthly we will still have new announcements, but they're not going to be a video. They're going to be new announcement videos. We've listened to a lot of you guys ask, hey, can you make the video different? It's just way too long if I'm interested in only one or two different things in the live feed. So from here on out, going forward, starting this Friday at 8 o'clock in the morning Central Time, our YouTube channel will automatically drop new videos of all the December announcements, and they're going to be separated by locomotive and by type. So it's basically going to be a very short, abbreviated version of what you'd see on Train Tuesday. Whereas Train Tuesday, we're actually going to go in depth and talk about the model, the different features, and so on, just like we do here. We're doing that because, like, again, a lot of people will see the new December announcements and they may be interested in a certain locomotive, but not the rest of the items. This will let them see just the video that they want to see, and it will also allow you to share it on Facebook and other forms of social media. So we're hoping that's a big help for you guys. Rather than have an hour-long video slowly going through each and every single item, now they're kind of done up in small chapters, if you will. So start looking for that this Friday, the 24th. We're going to get those dropped into our YouTube channel at 8 o'clock. And now's a great time, if you haven't done so, to go ahead and subscribe and smash that like button. And that way, when you hit the notification bell, you'll know that on Friday, those videos will hit the YouTube channel. We've got time for one or two more questions. Benjamin is sending a question or a comment that I hear over and over again, and I can't really repeat this enough. Jim, I sent that into product suggestions, but got nothing back from them on, and he's basically asking for high side gondola coal rail cars in Central Illinois public service. So Benjamin and anybody else that's listening, we do have a product suggestion email. However, that goes directly to our product developer. Now, a lot of folks think that just because it's an email, we've got somebody dedicated on the other side of the email to just answer those questions or have a back and forth conversation about whatever it is you wish to have modeled. In an ideal world, we would have that. Unfortunately, we don't have the staff to do that. And the other thing is, those emails go to the guy that's coming up with all the new stuff. In order for him to come up with all the new stuff, he simply doesn't have time to go back and forth with a lot of the emails. So please don't be offended by this, but those emails get collated. Those emails are filed, they are very important to us, but we don't always have time to answer each and every email. The other thing too is on an average Train Tuesday, the night after that Train Tuesday, that inbox doubles substantially in emails, and it would take days to go through those emails. So again, thank you for using that email, but please keep in mind we don't always get back to you. Now, if we do get back to you, that means it's a pretty good idea that we might be doing that in the future. If we don't reply to you, don't think that we're not listening either, because next month you'll see that we did listen to a lot of those emails. Benjamin, I hope that answers your question. And for anybody else that uses the product suggestion email, I hope that helps out. Paul wants to know if the feedback surveys have gone out. Not yet. We're going through some refinements right now. Perhaps we will get that out um, early next week. Shall see. But thank you for that reminder. We'd love to talk to you guys and hear your feedback. When can we expect to see some new steam and N scale? Conductor 1995 asks. Right now on the drawing boards, there isn't anything for the immediate future. That doesn't mean no, however. Now the Challengers, we just photographed in the studio yesterday, so those are on track to be here probably before the end of the year. But as far as new ground up N scale steamers, I don't have anything for you in the immediate future. If you've got suggestions, however, use that product suggestion email. Ian Frost wants to know, are the new videos going to be on your Facebook page also, or just on YouTube? They are going to be on YouTube as far as the new announcements. They'll probably be shared, though, throughout the month on Facebook and other forms of social media. So primarily YouTube, but don't be surprised if you see them show up on Facebook. All right. With that, I want to thank you all for joining me tonight live on Train Tuesday. If you caught us on YouTube and you like this type of content, please feel free to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Now, for everybody that celebrates here in the United States, I wish you all a happy Thanksgiving, and my coworkers here at Athearn do the same. While you're out there, be safe, be happy, be kind to others, and if you got a long weekend, or even if you don't have a long weekend, get a chance to do some modeling, and above all, high greens. Take care, everyone. Good night.